You're an adult now, and you have some set aside money. You're now thinking about doing what your grandpa always said and told you to do: invest. What should I invest in, you wonder? Some people told you that stock was the way to go. Others say to buy gold. Your parents ask you to buy a house and leave their basement. Now, I'm here to tell you which one of those you should consider and why crypto should be a possibility. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly why in this video, and you may be thinking,
But BitBoy, cryptocurrencies aren't even real.
well, random person, you're just wrong.
They're real and they're spectacular.
So sit tight and get ready for the ride of your life as we're going to look at the difference between crypto and other investment options so you can see why crypto may be perfect for you. Let's get it. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the hardest working channel in all of cryptocurrency. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and check the description for links you can use to connect with me. All right, guys, so before we get into the meat of things, let's take a basic look at cryptocurrencies and how they differ from your traditional currencies or fiat currencies, your euros, USD, pounds, etc. If you've been following the series of introductory videos, this should have been explained in one of the early videos, but I'll provide a quick summary here. The first difference between fiat and crypto is that cryptocurrencies are decentralized global digital currencies, or in other words, outside the control of the banks and not backed by the central government. They rely on the combined computing power of each network's participants, each of which is equal among themselves. Cryptocurrencies do not rely on banks or other institutions and therefore are immune from the control that these institutions can have over your money. On a more basic level, you can consider the extraction limit that your bank places on your money. How frustrating can it be when you try to make a large purchase, but you're stopped from even doing so, even when you have the funds? It recently happened to me. That does not happen with crypto. No one can have influence over your money and transactions you send or receive. You are in full control of what you do with your money. You're not going to get anyone telling you what you can and cannot do with your money or asking why you want to spend it.
And if I want to put all $7,945,400 into a hot tub, get buck naked, and play Scrooge McDuck, that is 100% my business. Now, where's my money?
Another way for banks to steal your money is through exorbitant transaction fees that take a really long time. Cryptocurrencies being entirely digital means that these are near instantaneous, and given that the maintenance work is so much less, fees are negligible in comparison. Now, this is not only an issue with money, but also with assets like gold, stocks, art, and real estate, but not with crypto. There are multiple options when it comes to investing money, with one of the most popular being gold. You would be looking at gold as an investment if you are looking for what is known as a haven asset to hedge against stock volatility. Safe haven assets are not expected to decrease in market value during turbulence, but can be seen to either increase or stay the same in value. Gold is a safe haven asset because of its intrinsic value and scarcity. Its supply stays low regardless of demand. Although people keep talking about turning lead into gold, simply not possible and still has to be dug up out of the ground. Gold can also not be forged, although you do need to prove ownership, which is something that crypto just beats gold out on. There's also the hassle of storage, transportation, and purchasing fees that come with buying gold. It's usually more worrisome than a beneficial business. It is also worth noting that rarity is not limited to gold, as crypto assets have an intrinsic rarity to them. In crypto, the number of existing coins and availability is predefined, making the increase in value due to scarcity, in addition to having systems that they can make deflationary. Although you can't use crypto as bling, it is valuable as an investment asset. Bitcoin, for example, broke the ounce of gold marker in 2017 and has never looked back. It's not for nothing that it's known as digital gold after all. Another thing that crypto does have over gold is its divisibility. Any amount of value can easily be separated, sent, or received, which provides immense convenience when used as a currency. Gold is also technically flexible enough to separate into many pieces, but I don't see anyone trying to sell flexible gold dust or trying to melt it in their microwave. Although crypto is not as stable as gold yet, crypto's greatest advantage is its usability, as it is a means of exchange. They can be sent across the globe to a region with no banking structure at any time of the day for practically free, while gold can be especially cumbersome. Now, rest assured that the crypto world is not all a volatile mess, despite what gold bugs want you to think. there are special coins called stablecoins designed to minimize the volatility as they are backed by another asset. Although these can be pegged to fiat currencies, you have other options too, like Tether Gold, which is basically backed by physical gold, making it incorporate the best of both worlds. So you can literally buy a cryptocurrency backed by gold without having to deal with all the hassle of its physical counterpart. Another option that you could consider is real estate. You may probably remember your parents telling you that you should buy a home, and there's a reason for that. Real estate has proven to be a solid investment as a long-term investment option. Until it isn't, of course. While the real estate market does have its benefits over crypto, like being a tangible investment, you can also live in it. Additionally, owning property comes with tax breaks. That being said, being a tangible asset that's destructible does have its flaws too. Keeping up with property requires regular maintenance, upgrades, and repairs, and God forbid that the entire house were to get destroyed in a natural disaster. Crypto, not so much. In addition to that, real estate does need a massive upfront payment. With crypto, you won't be seeing massive 30-year mortgage payments or have to deal with the real estate brokers.
30-year mortgage at Michael's age essentially means that he's buying a coffin. If I were buying my coffin, I would get one with thicker walls so you couldn't hear the other dead people.
That being said, there is a reason why your parents would recommend buying a house. For many U.S. families and investors, real estate has proven to be a sound inflation hedge. However, if you do want to eventually sell your house, it may just be too difficult to do that, either due to a crisis created by the real estate market itself or just finding an interested third party. Crypto, on the other hand, can be sold in seconds. With crypto, you are in control of what you buy, and you don't have to deal with financial institutions, interest rates, maintenance fees, and local politics. This can be a benefit and less of a headache for traders even when the haters say otherwise. The third option that comes to mind is stonks. I mean stocks, buying pieces of companies low to be able to sell them high. People have been doing so for a long time, way before Bitcoin's rise. The stock market was the platform of choice for people who wanted to grow their asset portfolios. However, crypto is looking like a solid alternative to the stock market nowadays, as it's a hassle to get into the stock market due to bureaucracy, and trading is limited to business hours only. Crypto markets are 24/7, and anyone can buy and trade on them. And as they always say, nothing is certain except death and taxes. And the same thing applies to the stock market. The costs associated with a stock exchange are relatively high. Brokers charge a fee or commission. Banks will charge you to make payments. Gains are taxed. The crypto world does have much smaller fees, with minimal transaction costs, and is relatively free from regulators. All in all, if you're putting your money into stocks, you're looking for returns, and crypto is the returns god. If you're successful in the stock market, you could make a 5 to 15% ROI. That's chump change for crypto, which has historically had a higher ROI when comparing top projects. Both options do require know-how, with making and losing money through any of these being an option. The difference is in the expenses and potential ROI. Now you know the options, but the one you decide to go with, that's on you. Now it's your turn. Which other investment options can you think of? Which other benefits do you think crypto has over these investment assets? Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to smash the like button and hit subscribe to become a member of the Bit Squad. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day. BitBoy out.